Hello and welcome to KGS. We got 7K versus 7K. I am white this time. So guess what came out today? Ah! Whoops, that didn't work well. I somehow managed to minimize everything else. Alright, so he's gonna 4-4. I'll do this. Yes, if you're seeing this in a... Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay, alright. Should we go territorial? I don't really want to let him have influence. Let's do a flexible stone. So I'm half tempted. Only because... you want to get an extension this way. Well, what if I want to get an extension this way? I kind of want to approach first and do Kobayashi. Allows him to get this. Let's see, if he does this and then that L goes there, so I should probably... This is an enclosure facing this way. It's still invadable, but let's see if he approaches. That's an interesting way to start rather than approach. I think the traditional theory is to approach the uneven corners, and so I am going to value the uneven corner more than doing whatever he's doing, I think. Because if he takes this extension, I will take mine. Mine is better than his because I can still invade his 3-3. Anyways, I'm kind of half tempted to... I don't really want to spend $8 on that game. I've not played any of the other ones. Oh, that's nice of you. Awesome. That means I can get this. And get the direction that you want to go right away. You can get a checking extension this way, but then... yeah, and then I can take a large point over here later. So yeah, let's do that. Large knight corner enclosures. That's interesting. Interesting choice. You're invading immediately. Unfortunately, that is kind of halfway in between doing two things, and it's not that great. I can't really call you on it. So if I just... let's see, if I just make a base... Are you gonna come all the way out and touch me? You are. Alright, so that seems bad. Like it's too far away for kicking. If I do this and he pulls back, then I fix. I seem really over-concentrated. Sorry, there's a fly. Sorry, there was a fly there. And if I do this, what do you do? I kind of want to treat that lightly and just use it as a balance. I could also go here and then take his corner away. But then that gives up the stone. Let's see, if I do this, what does he do? Does he cross-cut and get a ton of free moves? He certainly could. If he pulls back... Let's see, if Ihane is here, I can Atari and connect, and if he gets that, then I can make some decent shape. I don't know what I want to do that with that now, so I'm going to leave it. If he goes here, then I'll go here. And then he can cut... I can Atari and do something like this. Because then if he pokes and does that, I can live in the corner yet. So I think I'm going to let that stone go for now. And I want to attack this. What is the best way to attack it? Build up strength this way and then... shoulder hit. See, shoulder hit, if he goes up, I go up with him. He's not really going to be able to use the influence facing that way too much. So, I'm looking at either shoulder, knight's move here, capping, which there's a big gaping hole, or shoulder hit. Or attaching. Can I attach? A shoulder hit. No real reasoning behind it, other than I think he's going to go up with it. I'm treating this one lightly. If Ihane is on either side, I should be able to do something with it. Alright, this is helping my shape here. Though, do I want it? Let's see, if he cuts, he can't ladder this stone. So I can extend, and if he extends, then I can come back and connect, and then this stone. So I'm gonna Hane here. It's probably ill-advised, but... So I've kind of reversed my decision about the Audacity thing because the last couple of videos, someone had mentioned that they were getting pretty quiet, and so I bumped up the decibel level as far as I could. I think I went up to 12 plus decibels. I basically maxed out the volume I could in the video editing. And so what I did was I turned the gain up on the mic here. Unfortunately, that has the side effect of being able to pick up the fans, and so I am going to do the split audio for this one just to see how that works. Because I am going to try dampening up the sound and cranking it up and seeing what that does. Just trying to get the audio levels at a decent place. Let's see, if he honeys here, what do I do? Do I extend? No, wait, if he honeys here, do I cut? Atari. Can I cut? You can turn and then I fix. The Ataris, and then goes here. Oh, I guess he can capture that stone. Unless I go this way. He'd have to block that way, and I'd go this way, and then when he blocks, it would be Atari, and I'd get a ton of outside influence. So, okay, so you're jumping. Okay. I think if I fix, I should be good. You know, this looks interesting. This threatens to push through and cut. So this means he'd need to do this sort of move, or this sort of move. It helps this stuff tremendously, and then I can do what? What's the follow-up? It helps because then the cut doesn't work too well. So let's try that. Again, this is just threatening going through here to cut off all this stuff. Right. So he has table shapes, of course, but I can still cut it off with this move. Because I've already got stone here. So that's actually one of the weaknesses of the table shape, is right here. Because I can push through, and if he tries to maintain connection by going here, then I can push the stone in. So the table shape would not be that great. Bamboo joint would make connection, but he's not making eyes then. He is then touching the stone, which does endanger it a little bit, and so I would feel a little bit obligated to respond to something like this. And then he can probably lean on it and maybe poke out. But I think with stones here, he really can't do that. Alright, so what's this? Let's see, poke, and then this, then there's this clamp here, and he's a liberty ahead. So I am going to respond. Let's see, this one he can push. This one helps out this stone's liberty, so I can do the pushing and cutting next. If he pushes here and cuts, I can still push and cut and kill this stuff off. So he might get this stuff working with this, but then I can kill off this stuff and settle nicely there. This corner is still invadable. Alright, so you're going to push. I will block. That looks like what he's going to do. I assume he's going to cut this way. Or, well, go here first and then cut this way. Although if he goes here and I do that, can I... Oh, you know what? If he cuts here, I will connect. Because he would need to save this in order to maintain it, but then I can push through. Actually, he would go here. Okay. So that is one option for him, but... let's see. Oh, and I totally kind of blew off the Five Nights at Freddy's thing. Anyways, the whole point of that is just because it just came out today. So if I just connect here, am I okay? Because you have no eyes. You can't cut then. You can get this move. Kind of. Not really. So I think I'm just gonna block the cut. If you go here, I can do that. I can also block it this way and... Man, no, this is definitely a lot stronger from when you push through here. It's to attract people to this channel. Unfortunately, because some of the much bigger YouTubers that didn't get famous on it, but did that sort of thing, thinking like Markiplier sort of stuff, it will be a lot more difficult to recreate that, and not that I'm trying, or not that I was planning to recreate it, but to borrow off of that success in order to get people over and interested in Go. But I don't know, I just justifying $8. I know it's not a whole lot, but I haven't even played the first 3 games yet. I mean, I've seen them, I know how to beat them already, but it's not my type of game. Let's just put it that way. On a different side note, a few buddies and I 2 days ago got together online, of course, and played Talisman. So if you've ever heard of Talisman, we played a game of that. It's not our first game that we played on here, but recorded it, had a good time, and I think I'll see if I can splice together something, just more of the highlights, because it's like 2 hours long. And we played with all the expansions that there are in the digital copy. Alright. So you're looking to make eyes, is what you're telling me. I think this would also help with that. This becomes... Say hi to Tiger. Let's see, because yeah, he's looking for eyes pretty heavily, and he has all the space in order to do it. This definitely threatens that from this side, but I think I need to conceal him over here. There is this move, and then he can do something like this, and then he has a lot of eye space, so I think I need to, let's see, if he comes this way, I can do this, and if he cuts, I can actually Atari, and Atari, does that work? I'm looking at this cut. How do I deal with this cut? Atari, and Atari, and Atari. And then this is like all split in half and doesn't have a whole lot of liberties left. So, let's see. So I have you either defend the corner over here and take away the base on this side. Because most likely he will not follow me here. Hi, how's it going? I could do both. Like, this would prevent the cut. He would push here and I'd do that. And this also helps with the middle, versus just defending directly. Defending directly definitely has its benefits, though. But this helps reinforce the stone as well as get it on the middle and prevent that, or help with this cut a little bit. Although if he approaches over here, it's going to hit about right here, so... maybe something like this instead. If he pushes, I can block. Nope, I would need to block this. I still need to do something about that. Oh, wasting all my time on this. Let's see, this cut, that Atari, that Atari, that Atari, and this sort of thing. If you block here, I can Atari, and you're in trouble. So you have to, you won't want to block there, you'd want to block there, and then I could go here, and then I pretty much got a free run in the corner. Take this move, and then live here. I'm also out in the center. Does that work? This to that, to this to that, to this to that. I am in the center. Actually, hold on. So if I do this one, is what I'm looking at. He pushes here, I block. He cuts, I Atari, I Atari, I Atari, and then I have these two stones. And then I go here. If he blocks here, I can cut. He can, if he extends that, I can Atari this. And then he can cut me, I can capture. He can Atari that, I can keep going in the corner. If he blocks the corner, I will what? It's going to run out of liberties quickly, so I think I'm going to do this one. This one is going to be a problem, because again, he's going to get this. I can poke this eye out, no problem, but I think this thing is going to live no matter what. So knowing that it's going to live, or this thing's going to be in trouble for now, I am going to block here to prevent that cut. again, it allows him to do this move. You're gonna jump around? I suppose that works. But it doesn't get you eyes is the problem. So if I descend here and you follow, and then I do this, and then I do this. If you cut, I connect. If you go again, I can push and cut and Atari, and you're in trouble. So I will... does descending here help right now? It doesn't. So I need to poke. And so he'll connect, and then I can do this connection. If he pokes here, I can actually Atari it right away. And then throw in Atari and do this sort of thing, because I can get this later. Let's see, do I want to connect this way or this way? Or this way? This way goes to that, I can still connect. If he comes on top, I can do that. He can Atari and connect underneath. So, let's see. What is a good way? Attaching to it. This, cut, Atari. Let's double Atari, capture. Atari, Atari, capture, capture. Oh, dear. I did not see him doing that jump there, by the way. It's a good move. To keep going, anyways. So he's eliminating all of my points on the side here. Just good on him. So, what is your next move? Let's see, if he does this, I can Atari that, and Atari this, throw in, do this. And then I have a lot more space to run. I hear strange noises. Look at, just to me, it looks like there's too much free space around here, though. Let's see. Now, if he connects, then he can push through here. So if he connects here, I would need to do something like, I don't know, this. Because then if he Ataris that, he can't keep going. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought you'd do. Let's see. So I can either poke at this, which allows him to get that. So this is going to be a problem. I need to put some pressure on. This, again, he's going to jump here after I do this. So I can get this Atari in. He can start a ko or not. But I think this is the correct response. And this was my 3-4 corner. So go here, looks like. And then, of course, he has a lot of eyes. Like, this would be one eye already. Yep, that's the move. So, like I said, I can, let's see, do this, which case he just connects. Or he could start a ko, I guess, but I would just connect and make it a false eye. I don't really care. And then I have the bulky 5 thing here. See, if I do this, he needs to respond, right? He needs to do something like this. And then I can go here, which I'm all setting up to do an Atari here is what I'm trying to do. So this placement, see if he Hanes, I counter Hane, he Ataris, that's double Atari, so I can't do that. I have to pull back, and then he can go again, and then I can do this, and he can throw in and start a ko. Oh man, that's getting messy. This looks decent. What else can he do? He can just connect, right? And then I can do what after he connects? I can connect here for free and expose that. And then I can go here. Yeah, so this, he probably does this, right? He doesn't want to fight a co. It's probably not big enough. He might even just do this. And then it's a matter of me trying to get out the second eye. This is pretty big for him. This would then be pretty big for him. This would be pretty big for him. Of course, this, he would just do something like this. And then when I poke here, then he can get the second eye here. And then I poke here. He just connects. I'm spending way too much time on this, I realize. So, if he doesn't want to let me get a Panuki on the side, he'll probably... Well, it's so small, though. Like, this is all endgame stuff up here. But this really helps my position. So this to that, to this to that, to this to that, to this... to that, to that. And then I can Atari and connect. Throw in Co. That's interesting. I suppose I could take the second eye, but it's kind of risky this early in the game. That's the move you come up with? Yeah, this gives me a lot of eye shape. Makes this group a lot stronger. It's really small, though. I admit, this is probably bigger. Let's see, so this is the video coming out the Friday before the Go Congress. So after this, I will officially be at the Go Congress. And if I did my job right in the next week, you won't even notice. I'm actually kind of falling behind on the Tsuji stuff. I mean, I got last week's already done. I haven't done the current week that you're watching yet. But as far as recording goes, they only take like an hour per week, which isn't too bad. So I'm thinking do one on Saturday and one set of 4 on Saturday and one set of 5. One set of 4 on Sunday. That way, that covers the 2 weeks, and then do 2 games each day at least, which would be the ones going Go Congress week. So he's just making sure that his group is alive. Now this is free later unless he connects first, and then I have to do something over there. So that was nice. There is this, which is Sente, and he just probably do something like this. But then I can do this and that. And when I push in here to poke the eye out, then he's kind of in trouble actually, because I can. If he descends, I can actually. Is that Atari then? That would be self Atari if I do that. What about this one? You gonna save this one too? Or you gonna start a co for it? If you just connect, like here's an eye, this kind of becomes an eye, and you'd want to connect. So I can poke this eye out, no problem. I'm not worried about that. I can go here then, he'd connect there, blah, 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 blah. You know what, I'm kind of going to leave this. It's in a decent spot now. I got some influence. I want to use the influence. How do I use the influence? I make extensions, right? This one looks big for him. This one's not so big for me, but this one is definitely big for him. So let's make an extension. I got a giant wall here. Let's make an extension the whole way across, shall we? Does that sound like a good plan? Okay, what is that? That is threatening to do something. Now he's kind of making me make the choice to take care of this now or later. Since you're forcing me, I kind of want to go now. Like this. Let's see, if you connect here, I can actually throw in here and do this. And then you'll connect, and then you have these 2 filled. I can poke in here, and then you do something like this. And then I descend, and then you're still alive. Not really, because then I poke at this one, and then that one's a false eye. So, what do you do with this? You have 3 moves. You can do this, which doesn't work that well, because you still have to come back eventually. And if you do this one, then I do that. If you connect directly, I could still do that. But then you can do this. So I can poke in here. You can do that. I can Atari this. If you start a co, I'll just connect. You'd have to... Oh, interesting. Okay. So I'm saying, yeah, you can connect up if you're going to let me Atari and get out. I think that's what I'm saying. Did I misread that? See, if he pokes here, I can still Atari, do that, and then capture. Yeah, so he can't poke out now. If he goes here, I can just descend, do a similar thing. So this is threatening to cut in here and kill all this. Let's see, like I said, if he does this one, then I will do this Atari, and then poke in here. Alright, so you're going to do that. Okay, well then, since you're planning to save that, I will do this Atari. I don't know if this is going to work. If I capture, he can always recapture, of course. But then when he recaptures, I can get an eye here, so. Yeah. So, are you going to save those stones? The question is, can you live without them? Because if you do this, capture blah blah blah. Like this, I think you pretty much are alive at that point, right? If you take this one. Because then I can do this, and if you take that, I descend. Maybe not, because then I could poke in here, and that makes that a false eye. So, where else can you get another eye? If you descend here, I capture you. Okay, you are going to do that. Interesting. Do I even need to do this? It's free, and I could use the Aji of something like this, and then you poke here. Let's see. So now I can, let's see. This, he connects, I do this. He does this, I do that, he does that. Right? Because if he does this, I can descend and then poke this one out. Is that right? And that actually makes that Atari. I didn't realize it at the time. This is now Atari and this stuff. And this makes that a false eye. This makes that a false eye. So, yeah, looks like we killed this group. I just gotta make sure I don't die, because you can do some shenanigans like this. If I descend here, do I need to do that? He can try poking out, and there might be some cutting problems. So I think I might actually do this one first. If he does this, I can just connect. Then I don't care. Because he can't, if he cuts through this way, I have a net. If he cuts through this way first, it's a ladder. So I'm actually going to... Oh, never mind. Anyways, yeah, this this group is pretty dead. So let's review the game quick, shall we? Even though it gives me a thing here, I think you really need to come back and start doing stuff like this. 'Cause if I do that, you do this. I can, let's see, if I do this. Like, even if I capture this, it's fine. Now you have two eyes. So I think if he wasn't so keen on preventing me from getting a Panuki here, I think he would have been fine. Like here, what did he do here? He did this, right? Sorry, my review disappeared. Where was that? Yeah, and I didn't realize this was Atari at the time, so that was my misread, but it was still good because I figured even if he blocked here, I could do this Atari, and at least it's Ko for life. Actually, no, it's not, because I can just do that, right? Like, he can't do anything. Oops. Let's see if he does this, and then pokes through. Like, there might be some cutting problems here, kind of. The ladder's mine, though, because... Right? See, so after that, he probably should have done this, but then I could have still done this. It would have still been Ko. No, it's not even Ko, that's right, because I just pull back. Yeah, I just pull back. 'cause you can't cut there. Can you do this? Nope. I think even here you should have given this up. Because now this is alive. Even though that's a false eye, this one is an eye. So what happened? Oh, he let me get this move. That's what it was. This, I cut out that eye. Where was that? Here, he took that one. And then if he would have given this up and taken this. Because, again, this was too small. So that might have been my mistake. I should have probably done this. Oops. Probably done this. And then depending on how he reacted, let's say he tried to kill it outright, I could poke in here. But he's still, now he's definitely alive. So I think he could have lived. All he had to do was give this up. Because it's just a matter of recapture, right? See this? You just do this, right? And if I poke in here, then you do this. And then you have I. So he could have lived. Sacrifice the, or what's Spock's thing? Needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And even way back here, he should have just let me get this Panuki and focused on his own group. Although I don't think he actually needed another move yet. So he could probably have taken this, right? So if I do this, and then do this, you still just got this, right? Because you can't connect there then. You have to... do this, then you do... It's like watching siblings play. It really is. The young one is kind of picking on the older one. The older one's just like, stop it. Quit it. Could I have killed this? That is the question I want to solve. The rest of it is kind of interesting direction of play choices, like taking a large knight off a 4/4 instead of approaching a 3/4 and not taking extensions, and instead... I thought he would either take my extension or make his own, but instead he made another corner enclosure. So that's just kind of weird for me. Let's see. At this point, let's see. Yeah, because I wanted to make sure my group is safe. Let's see. If I poke this in here, you still have this sort of stuff. You could even ignore that, but that would not be a right move, because then I could throw it in there. Yeah, collapses really quickly. So you'd almost need to do something like this and let me get that. I can still throw in here though. So maybe that's not the right move. Okay, so this cuts out this eye. This move is really important. What if you just do this? Then I do this. What am I missing? Let's see, if you do this, this is a false eye. I would poke this one out then. Or actually, no, I just capture. So let me know if you saw anything in here about that. I think this might have even been better in this situation rather than trying to escape out. And definitely that seems to be a move. Although getting this and then that isn't too bad either. Although it does set up this coast stuff. So does this second stone help a lot? Let's see, if you give that up and just do this. Can I go all the way here? I can't do that. I'd have to do this. Okay, so I could do this, then you throw in, but that's double capture, so that's no good. This to that, and then if I want to save them, and then you can do that. So maybe that's not good for me. Actually, I'd probably do this, right? And no, okay. Can you do anything else? What about just doing this? That's enough space to live, right? How do I attack this? Because that is what, a 2-notcher, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? I don't have you completely surrounded yet either. I need to get this and that moving there. And in the meantime, you can do something like that. So I'm thinking, let's see, if you do that, I do this, and then you do this, that brings it down a notch. But even with this, even if I do this, you still have a move here to get an eye. This, that. Yeah, I think you could have lived outright. What else can we do? We can ignore that, but then there's this. That's definitely not an option. So I do need to turn here and then allow you to get that. Now, can I kill this? Is the question. Because there's an eye here at all times, and I feel like I need to poke that eye out first. Like this, you don't even have to deal with. You just take this. If I capture that, you're fine. So I can't capture that. I'd have to. That doesn't even expose anything yet. So I feel like I have to do this one first for sure. Because this has a potential of making this thing a false eye if you just do this. Because that makes that a false eye. If you connect here, I can still make it a false eye there. We're making grunting noises. Not that kind of grunting noises. The wrestling. No, not that kind of wrestling. Well, they're still walking around, so okay. So I'm going to end this video here. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, please like it. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or feedback, like how I should have been able to kill this group or how this group should have lived, please let me know. Also, direction of play is good too, because that was kind of weird in this game. If you really liked the video, please consider sharing it. Always helps out. And if you're not around here, subscribe. I do videos like this every day. So thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. After the Go Congress.